Hello, and today we're going to be reading Diary of an Egg Baby, the sequel to Greg Lays an Egg by you/Ketamine Gamer 69420. August, Sunday. First of all, this is a journal, not a diary. That's what my dad said my other dad used to say. I never knew him. He died when I was too young to remember. I hear he used to have a journal, so I decided to get one of my own. Because I'm starting middle school tomorrow, and I guess I just want to share my thoughts. Well, first of all, my name is Greg Jefferson. Like I said earlier, one of my dads died when I was a baby. My other dad said he died protecting us from burglars. He always acts like everything's fine, but I can tell he still misses him. My dad was still in middle school when they had me, and were kicked out of the house and the family, so we grew up poor. We were homeless until my dad turned 18. We lived in a crappy apartment for the last 6 years. We were just barely paying the rent because dad can get a high paying job since he never could pay for college and his scholarship was rejected. Yeah, that's hard. That's bad. Well, now I guess I should talk about me. Well, like I said earlier, my name is Greg. I was named after my dead dad. My childhood was far from normal. I spent the first 5 years of my life homeless and almost never saw my dad since he had to spend so much time working his 3 jobs. Whenever he was gone, I was left at daycare. Dad spent almost half of his money to pay for him. I love my dad, but honestly, I prefer staying at daycare because when I wasn't there, I was sleeping on the sidewalk with my dad staying up all night to protect us from burglars like the one who killed my other dad. My life became somewhat normal when we moved into an apartment and I started elementary school. But we were still poor. I never had really made any friends because I always bullied for my financial situation. You know, guys, don't bully, don't discriminate. We're all humans. The only person I really talk to is dad. But I feel like he's too emotionally immature since he didn't have any parent figure during his teen years. I think I might need a therapist, but we're too poor to afford one. I was scared for middle school. That's when my dad's life went downhill, and my life has already been downhill enough. Dad told me I should take advantage of middle school to turn my life around. I guess it means I should make some friends. I'll try. I've never been able to keep a positive outlook on life. Now, something about this book is not only are we going to be reading Greg 2 journal entry, we call Greg 2 Greg Jefferson, the child. But we're also going to be reading Rowley's entries. And you can tell through the change in font. So we're reading our first Rowley entry. August, Sunday. You know, I used to have a diary when I was younger. God, I wish I could go back to those days. The days with Greg. I miss him. I suggested to Greg Jr. that he gets a diary. And decided maybe I should get one too. I've had 11 words of feelings I need to fill out. I guess I should start off where I left off in my last diary. The night when everything changed. This was back when I was 13. And had been kicked out and staying with Greg department that took care of egg babies. I thought it was really nice until the baby went missing. Days passed and we couldn't find it. One night, I was woken up by a loud bang. Sounded like an explosion. I got up and couldn't see Greg anywhere. I got worried. Was he in the explosion? No shit, Sherlock. I left the room to look for him, but when I walked downstairs to the fourth floor, I saw that the floor had collapsed. The explosion atmosphere must have caused the first floor to collapse. I looked down at what rubble was left of in the basement. I'd never been in there. I was always curious about it. As I walked through the rubble, my nose picked up a horrible smell. It made me gag. I walked in the direction and saw what the smell was. It was the remnants of several dead bodies. I quickly realized why Greg was in our room. I immediately fell to the ground and vomited. The sight still haunts me to this day. I don't even want to draw it. And when it turned around and run by, a metal box caught my eye. I walked towards the metal box and opened it. I looked inside and saw the baby. I cried tears of joy knowing that he was still alive. Also inside it was Greg's diary. I read it and found out about the elk cult. I couldn't believe Greg's family and my own were involved like something like this. My tears of joy turned into tears of sadness when I read Greg's last words. I picked up the baby and left the building. I knew my life would never be the same. I named the baby after Greg in his honor. Ever since then, I've been doing my best to take care of him. Having told Greg Jr. the truth about his father's death, I made up the story about some burglars. I might tell him someday. Ever since I put up a facade of happiness for Greg Jr.'s sake, but I've been doing this for 11 years, and I'm beginning to feel that the facade is about to break. Monday. So I'm planning this for today. Dad can't drive and didn't want to pay for the bus, so I have to walk. I'm going to a free school since I want Paul. I'm expecting the quality to be pretty shit. I'm not very excited. I'm about halfway through the first day. The day has been trapped in its own room. So after walking into school and sitting down in the homeroom, our homeroom teacher introduced himself and said his name was Mr. Derek. Mr. Derek, right, Mr. Derek. But I'm not sure if this is who I'm thinking of because I read this book quite a while ago and I just say, some old people come back. We're gonna find out about that in this book, so wait. After taking attendance, he had all of us say something about ourselves. It sounded like something from elementary school. After a while, everybody said something, and it was my turn. I was silent for a moment, but then I lied, acting like I was a completely normal kid with a good financial situation. I don't want this year to be like elementary. I'm writing this now that the school day is over. It wasn't too bad. I just kept to myself, which is completely fine by me. I'm waiting for Dad to come home for dinner. He's usually only home during dinner and at night because he has to work two jobs. Hold on, I hear him open the door. I should better go eat. I'm not gay, Greg. Sorry about that. That was just Never mind that. I just ate dinner. I talked with my dad about my first day at school. Said I should try to socialize more by joining a club. I'll think about it. Okay, you guys. So I just checked this stuff right now. This is gonna be a kind of long book. So pause right now and go get some popcorn or water or some juice, whatever. And we're gonna continue now. Wait, let me grab. Wait a second. Okay. Monday. Today was Greg Jr.'s first day of middle school. We talked about it at dinner. He didn't seem like he wanted to talk about it. Then again, he doesn't really feel like talking about anything. I feel sort of bad for being evasive and wanting to know what's going on. But I feel like if I don't talk to him, he'll grow up distant. I want to help him. I suggested that he join a school club when they start opening up. I heard that club stars. I want to help him. I suggested that he joins a school club when they start opening up. I heard that clubs start opening up next week. I want Greg Jr. to make some friends of his own age, but he's never been able to. I'm not sure if he even wants to, but he needs to. His other father was my best friend, and when he died, I realized how important friends were. Because at that moment, I felt I had lost a part of me. Now Greg Jr. is the only one I have. I love him dearly, but I don't want him to be the only one I have. And me to be the only one he has. Maybe I should make some friends too. Okay, we're back to Greg Jr.'s perspective. Monday. So I've been in middle school for a week. Nothing bad really happened. I just haven't talked to anybody. Speaking of talking to people, the application for clubs are available today. We're supposed to turn in our application to join a club by the end of the week, and then we can join next Monday. I saw a flyer for it in the school hallway today. Sign up for a club today! Comic club, book club, video game club, sports club, cooking club, LLB club. I'm thinking about joining the comic club. My dad used to be into those. Friday. I've officially decided to sign up for the comic club. I turned in the application form to Mr. Derek today at school. What's written on the blackboard there? Twerk? Be bisexual? Hey, yo! Bro. Whatever. Back to the story. When I told Dad about the comic club, he brought out his collection of old comics he had when he was as a kid. I decided to read some and get prepared for the comic club. I read some comics, but never really got big into them. I really only chose to join the comic club because I never liked to try this stuff in other clubs. I really only chose the comic club because my parents were into them. I actually really liked the comics. The superhero comic books were very cool, and comic strips were funny. But now I got a comic strip that was different. It didn't look like it was officially printed, and it was called Zooey Mama, and it was fucking hilarious. Oops, I stepped in the bottle. Please sit down at the bottle. Hey, it's an acid bottle. Zooey Mama. Only OGs would know where this came from. Only OGs. I looked at the comic until I saw the name right in the top corner. It said by Rowley Jefferson. It was my dad's name. I picked up the strip and walked over to Dad and asked him if he made it. He said that him and my other dad, of my age, they worked on it together. For the first time in a long time, he seemed happy, looking back on his memories. I could tell that he felt sad again when he thought about what happened to the other dad. I'm starting to think that since my dad made their own comic when they were my age, I should make my own. I think I'll bring paper and pencils to the comic club on Monday and make a comic strip. It sounds fun. Friday. We're back to Rowley session now. No, I'm not gonna keep on saying that. Whenever I say Friday or the same day I've already said, I mean to enter a new section, so I'm not gonna be saying it again. This is the last time I say it. Friday, I had a bit of nostalgia today. Greg Jr. found the Dewey Mama comics me and Greg used to make. It gave good memories, but later I remember how at first he made fun of Dewey Mama. I also remembered other bad things he did. I realized after people die, we don't usually remember the bad qualities. We only want to remember the good things about people who are gone. But I guess bad memories have to come eventually. It's not like I still don't miss Greg. Every day I wish I was still here. But now I'm wondering if I'd be in this situation if I'd never met him. At work today, one of my coworkers, Aaron. I know who that is. He's not who he seems to be. Stay tuned. There's a huge plot twist coming. And there's a third part to this book series. And it's gonna be very long, so be expecting that in 2-3 weeks, maybe a month, I'm not sure. I have so many stuff planned. Aaron invited us to karaoke night at his local bar. I don't sing or drink, but I decided to go with them. Because like I said earlier, I want to get to know some more people and make friends. Drinks are on me. Monday. Today was the first day of Comic Club. I'm writing this after the final period and about to go to the club. I'm kind of nervous. I've never really talked to people before. Room 69. Of course, room 69. Of course. I'm writing this now that the club meeting is over. Actually pretty fun. For the first few minutes, I sat down to myself, but an 8th grader came over to me and we started talking. He said I looked lonely, so he wanted to see if I was okay. His name was Pablo, and he seemed like a nice guy. Yeah, Pablo. Yeah. He also planned part of the plot twist. Yeah. Pablo. I noticed that long nose everywhere. You're not fooling anybody. I know who you are. I know who you are, Manuel. Anyway, back to the story. We decided to draw comic strips together. I told him about how my dad used to draw a comic strip called Dewey Mama. But Pablo, you'll know all about that, won't you? You would, Pablo. Okay, let me stop yapping right now. When they were my age, and we thought it would be cool if we continued that comic. We were there for an hour, but I felt so much shorter than that. I was actually sort of sad when I had to leave. I think just made my first friend. Sweet Mama by Greg Jr. and Pablo. Why is everybody talking about the coming out of me later? Why? Sweet Mama I don't really get that because I haven't read that already. Maybe I'll try and read it if it actually exists. Okay, Monday. I went out with Aaron today and my coworkers to karaoke night at the bar this weekend. I actually had a pretty good time. For the first time, I actually socialized with new people. Ate the naked boys in the showers at the Ram Ranch. It feels so good when Pablo is on my ranch. I have a horrible singing voice. We drank and talked. After a few hours, most of my coworkers have left. Just me, Aaron, and a few others were left. Me and Aaron had a conversation to ourselves. I told me about how I was a single father. Yeah, you would know too much about that, Aaron. Yeah, you would. Yeah. He said I looked too young to have a son in middle school. So I told him how I had him when I was just a teenager. I told him about everything. About how I was kicked out for having a baby at a young age. But I left the part about the egg and the cult. And said I impregnated a girl who died in childbirth. Then he said something I didn't expect. I lost my family too. Yeah, yes you did. Terrorist attack. Yeah, a terrorist attack. Going on in big rooms, right? Yeah, Aaron, a terrorist attack. Okay, I'm yapping too much now. I asked if he felt comfortable about talking about it. He said his parents and brother died in a terrorist attack. We were able to relate a lot. He asked if I wanted to hang out with him. Just me and him. I agreed. I just made a friend. It was that easy. Red Jr. also said he made a friend in the comic club. It's almost too good to be true. I think life will get better from now on. What a coincidence. Okay, the end game starting now. Friday. Today is 4th day of comic club. Me and bro, how? Like, let's continue. Because it's Friday, clearly. Today was the 4th day of comic club. Me and Pablo have been hanging out here since Monday, drawing comics. Today he asked if I want to come over to his house tomorrow. This works out well because Dad is hanging out with one of his co-workers tomorrow, and I said yes. I'm excited and nervous. I've never been to someone else's house. Saturday. Well, today's the day. Well, I've been at Pablo's house for about an hour now, and I'm having a lot of fun. We've been drawing comics and playing video games, and his parents aren't here, so we can just do whatever we want. Holy fuck. Okay, I probably don't have much time before Pablo comes back, so let me explain. While we're playing video games, I asked him why he always wears a scarf, even while we're inside. He began to laugh hysterically before taking off the scarf. Okay, guys, this is the first big boom. You don't recognize me, but Bobby would. And it's Manny! He survived! Fun fact, Manny's real name is Emmanuel. I said that because most people don't already know it because he's normally known as Manny. Okay. I was so confused. I had so many questions. What did Pablo mean? Who is this Bobby guy? Is the pointy part on Pablo's face his nose or his lips? That's his nose, dude. Probably. With so much going through my head, I couldn't manage to get any words out. He stood up and laughed. He said to follow him and started walking away. When I looked back, and saw me sitting. He said not to worry and he wouldn't hurt me. I stood wearily and followed him. We walked to the basement door and he opened it. What's down? That fucker pushed me down the basement stairs. I tried to leave, but he locked the door. Luckily, I had my journal on me, so I could write this. Shit, I hear Pablo's footsteps. I gotta go. Saturday. Well, today? Well, I think it was today. I'm not sure how long ago out. I went out with Aaron. We went to a bar. Just us. He offered to buy me a drink. I accepted. A few minutes later, I started feeling dizzy, and I thought I was gonna pass out. I told Aaron. He brought me to his car and started driving to my apartment. I passed out during the ride. Who knows how much time later I woke up. I was in a dimly lit room and Greg Jr. was there too. He seemed unconscious. I yelled at him and woke up. He woke up. He tried to tell me something, but was interrupted by the sound of an unforeseen door opening. I looked back to see who it was. And if it isn't Roderick and Manny. Well. If it isn't the in-laws. Aaron, you're Roderick, and Manny's here too? No shit, I've been trying to warn you all day. Yes, of course I'm Roderick. Seriously, two people who don't show half of that face shows up in your lives and you don't suspect anything? As gullible as ever I seem. But I thought you died in Greg's explosion. The cults have secret tunnels we escaped to. They're underneath the hotel. His house. This house. Everyone in town. So did me and Greg's parents. Oh my god. The English. So did my and Greg's parents survive too? Ha! Those old folks weren't fast enough to escape. And now that Dad's dead, I'm his oldest son. So I'm the cult leader now. Explosion? Cult? Dad? What are you talking about? Ah. So you haven't told you and Greg's special egg Babel the truth yet. Looked like it's exposition time. 18 pages later. You won't understand what we mean by 18 pages later. That's a reference to the first book. Okay, now I'm going to continue. Dad, you lied to me? Greg. What? What is it? What could you possibly say? You lied to me. All I wanted to know is what happened to my father. That's right, Greg. He lied to you. But we just want to help you. We can awaken your hidden power. You're right. Dad, you lied to me. I grew up dirt poor because you had sex at such a young age. And because of that, I never made any friends for 11 years. Because of that, I developed depression, and you were the only person I could talk to. But all this time, you give me bullshit advice. Make friends. God damn you. Look where I got me. I hate you. Looks like it's pouring up. But if he didn't have the gay sex at a young age, he wouldn't be alive. So let's just say that. And it was orchestrated by the parents, so yeah. Let's also not forget that. Okay, let's continue. Greg Jr.'s body began to glow brightly. I tried to talk to him, but he didn't even seem to hear me. Roderick and Manny kept egging him on. Egging him on? Oh my god, they said something related to the book. Saying I manipulated him and they want to help him. What happened next looks like something from a H.P. Lovecraft story. I do not know what that is, whatever. So whatever. The light began to form into a giant egg that grew around his body. Tentacles grew out of the egg. The light grew to the point of blinding me, and I passed out. I woke up in a hospital bed. I was covered in bandages. I looked around and saw a doctor standing in the room. I asked him how I got here. I said my unconscious body was brought here by a boy who looks around 11. He didn't say what happened. He just gave my body to a hospital and ran away. I know who carried me here. I know it was my son. And I know there's still good in him. So I'm gonna do everything I can to stop that cult and bring my son back home. To be continued. Okay, guys. That was a pretty long one. About 30 minutes.